Hey, everyone. So give me a second to get everything shared out everywhere, and then we are going to rock and roll. Hey, you guys, thank you for popping on in here. I am Beverly Walthour, your business strategist. So just give me one sec. Come on, Facebook. Facebook is not cooperating with me today. So let's see. Just give me a second on Facebook to share this out. Here we go. Okay. Share it. Where do I want to share it? Let's do it on my, here we go. Okay, everyone. So now I am live everywhere. So hey. Thank you guys for hanging on in there with me. Thank you. So you guys, I am Beverly Walthour, your business strategist, and I help Christian female coaches and consultants Christian female coaches and consultants attract high-paying clients in their businesses. And so you guys, I do want to thank you for popping up in here and joining me this evening as we go ahead and complete this series. Actually, last week I started a 4-part series. And with that 4-part series, we talked about some strategies that you can implement to help you attract high-paying clients in your coaching or your consulting business. And so we know as coaches or consultants, that, of course, we definitely, especially Christian coaches and consultants, our goal is to help and serve those of our client or serve our clients in our coaching or consulting business. So we spent 3 days last week talking about just different strategies that you can implement to help you attract those high paying clients. So if you were catching me on Periscope or Facebook, the videos are still up. IG, you know the routine, IG, they're going to disappear after 24 hours. So IG, if you missed any parts of the first 3 parts of the series, I strongly encourage you to come on over to my Facebook group, Christian Female Coaches and Consultants. And then that way you're able to catch the other parts. And so you guys, I do need to apologize because last week I was supposed to finish the series on Thursday, that 4th part. And I actually made the announcement and said, hey, hey, Portia, and you guys remember, I forgot to give my little speech, but you guys remember as you pop up in here, please speak so that I can acknowledge you. I do want to thank you guys for taking time out of your busy schedule to actually hop on here and join me. And so you guys, if you speak, I will definitely speak back. You guys can show the love by tapping on the screen. Those of you that are joining me via my business page, and you will know that you're joining me via my business page because you'll see the share button. Please share this out. Don't keep all of this wonderful goodness to yourself. Share this out with others that can benefit from this information. Those of you that are on Periscope, I just sent the link so that way you can share it out on Twitter. And so, once again, I do want to apologize because I had all intentions of going live on Thursday. I was actually traveling, but I'm like, okay, I'll be in the hotel room. I'm good. And so I get to the hotel room and I check in, and the guy behind the desk said, oh, yeah, by the way, the Wi-Fi is down. I'm like, huh? Like, I didn't think I'd be able to function. I'm like, no Wi-Fi. Okay, so yeah. So in my mind, I'm thinking, okay, well, I'm just gonna go to the business center and hopefully no one would pop in the room while I was doing my live. I'm like, okay, no Wi-Fi. That doesn't mean there's not any internet. It just means that I can't connect wirelessly, right? Like that was my thinking. So I'm like, okay, I'll have my phone and go live on my phone for IG and then go live from the computer for Facebook. Well, I get to the business center, click on the internet. There was no internet, period. I said, oh, well, I said, okay, God, I don't know why I wasn't supposed to go live tonight. And you guys, that's like one of the things I've been really working on when it comes to mindset is when things don't go my way, or the way that I plan, let me rephrase that, things don't go the way that I have it planned, then I simply try to reframe it and, ask myself, okay, I know that this is happening for a reason, not why is this happening to me, but why is this happening for me? Like, I know this is happening for my good. And so really trying to find the good in that situation. So I've really been working on that. The only thing I could come up with on Thursday was I just needed to eat my food, take a shower, and go to bed early. So that's what I did. I'm like, okay, guys, you want me to get a couple of extra hours of rest? And that's what I did. So I do want to apologize because I did have all intentions of finishing up the series last week, but there were other things. So I said, okay, I'm not going to fight it. So that is why I do apologize. I'm sorry. Hey, Letitia, thank you for joining. So you guys, today we will finish up the 4-part series. So if you missed it, I strongly encourage you guys to get that information, especially that first part, because the first part laid the foundation. You guys, if you don't have the foundation to your business as far as the why and who you help and all of that stuff, then the rest of this is not, it's not going to help. So you need that foundational piece. So if you did not catch that first part to the series, I strongly encourage you to do so. I missed you guys too. Yes, you guys, when I don't get to go live, like I don't get my fix. So yeah, I need that as my fix. So I am back and I am here. So you guys, we are going to jump on into today. Once again, I am Beverly Walthour, business strategist for Christian female coaches and consultants. I help you attract high paying clients in 12 weeks or less. And so you guys, one thing, when it comes to me, you'll always hear me say, and, people are talking about, what makes you different and da-da-da-da-da. And I get asked that question so much. And, why did I choose the niche down to working with Christian female coaches and consultants? And the thing that continuously comes to my mind and me being in this online space, and one key thing that I really feel like is missing, especially for those of you, and if this is you, you're in 1,000 groups. You're downloading every freebie that you come across. You are on every webinar. You're taking up everybody's free challenge. You're doing all of this free. And, they're promising you that you're going to get booked out. And they're promising you, this, that, and the third. And a lot of times, you're questioning yourself and you're trying to figure out, well, what's wrong with me? What's wrong with me? They're saying that I'm supposed to be able to do this and it's not happening. What's wrong with me? And the one thing that I keep saying is, and keep thinking is, when people put out those, PDFs, and then when they do those challenges and the webinars and stuff like that, it's nothing wrong with it. But the thing you do have to remember as well, that those things are for the masses, like they're for everyone. So every type of business, it could be a product-based business, it could be a service-based business. It's for everyone. And so what you want to keep in mind is, of course, you and your business is not for everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that. And then a lot of those people also do not understand that, from that Christian perspective, that yes, we are in a business and we're in a business to make money. Like, we get that. You guys, if you're saying that you have a business and your goal is not to make money in your business, then yeah, that's a completely different story. But then we also know that there's a bigger part to this. And I talked about this the other day. In your business, yes, you are here to serve your clients, but we know that our business, we're also using that to serve God. Like, that's the way for us to honor God, is with our businesses as well. And just making sure that in our businesses, we are walking out our Christian principles. So even if your target market is not Christian, you're still carrying yourself in a way where people look at you, they should be able to see the Christ in you. And so that's why I think some of these things that you're downloading, you're really trying to figure out what's going on. Why am I not getting the results? Just keep in mind that those things are produced for the masses, and you're not part of the masses in that sense. You are unique. Your business is unique, and your why is more unique than some of the other people. So I do want you guys to keep that in mind. I don't know why I felt that urge to share that. If that's someone that, if you're feeling frustrated, just keep that in mind. Okay. Now, you guys know that when I'm doing my series or I'm doing my different lessons, that I really do just ask God, if there's a scripture. Sometimes it's not a scripture, but if there's a scripture that really applies to the lesson. And so today's lesson is really about expanding your territory, because we're going to talk about, yes, we've done some things last week, and you're working with your audience, like the people that are following you. So either following you on social media or they're on your email list. So today we're going to talk about expanding your audience. So just some strategies that you can implement to get yourself in front of other people's audiences. And so the scripture that came to mind was 1 Chronicles 4:10, which was Jabez's prayer. And so I don't even know if I've really studied this prayer before I did this series, or even when I was preparing for the topic for today. And when I tell you, when I came across this scripture, you guys do not understand the study I have gone through in just this past weekend and me preparing for this particular topic. So maybe that's why I did not do it on Thursday, was because God felt like there was some preparation that I needed to do for myself personally to really study this scripture. And you guys, when I tell you, it has been incredible really studying this prayer. And so, with this particular prayer, I'm going to read it straight out of the, making sure I'm reading it word for word, because when I tell you, it has changed even some things that I had been doing myself. But Jabez's prayer, and Jabez called on the God of Israel, saying, "Oh, that you would bless me indeed and enlarge my territory, that your hand would be with me, and that you will keep me from evil, that I may not cause pain." So God granted him what he requested. And so once again, when I was preparing for this and talk about expanding your territory, this really stood out to me. So the first thing, and you guys, this kind of goes back to even the first part to the series. And the first part of that prayer, asking God to bless him. And so, now that we have our businesses, so, it was before, okay, God, bless my life. If you had your career, you were asking for blessings in your career. But now you have this business as well that you want God to bless. And so, that first part, so we were talking about laying the foundation last week. So that kind of reminded me of the first part to that scripture where we were asking God to bless our businesses. And so now the second part to that, where he was saying, and enlarge my territory. And so that's what we're going to look at today, some ways that we can enlarge or expand our territory when it comes to our businesses. And so with the scripture, or with the topic for today, once again, expanding your audience. So you guys, and remember, anytime I've taught you guys any strategies, especially when it comes to you guys implementing things, I've always said you do not run out and do everything that I'm telling you to do at once. You don't do that. So even before, when we were talking about, trying to find the platforms where your ideal client hangs out, there are so many social media platforms. And I told you guys, you don't run off and join 15 different platforms trying to find your ideal client. The same thing with these strategies that I'm going to give you guys. Please, I beg you, please do not run out and try to do all of these strategies. You want something that, that's going to be a fit for your personality, and then also making sure that you do the research as well. And so you guys, when it comes to expanding your audience, what you want to do is to tap in to someone else's audience. And when we say tap into someone else's audience, you want it to be an audience that is full of your ideal clients. So you want to make sure that whatever these strategies that I'm getting ready to give you, you want to make sure that you do your research. Thank you, Letitia. You want to make sure that you do your research, because none of these strategies are going to be effective if the people that you're getting in front of are not your ideal clients. And so how do you find out? You ask. You have to open up your mouth and ask. You have to. And so one of the first ways, and this is probably one of the most common ways for you to get in front of someone else's audience, is to get interviewed on someone's podcast. You guys, you cannot tell me that on either your own personal social media pages, or if you're in a Facebook group, you have not seen someone on there say that they have a podcast and they are looking for people to interview. And if you haven't seen that, I don't know what's going on with you. Because I promise you, I see it almost every other day. People asking for, people to interview on their podcast. Now, I have been fortunate. I don't even know how many podcasts I've been on. And most of those podcasts have come from people seeing my content posted on one of my social media platforms and reaching out to me. But once again, it's also been on the other side too, where I was actually active in reaching out. And, seeing someone post about their podcast, or even doing some research about different podcasts. And you guys, one way is just to go to the Apple store and see, being able to research, because it's not like it's hidden where you don't know the different podcasts, and you can go in there and do your research on those podcasts. Reach out to the person that actually does the podcast. And, just ask them questions, actually listen to a podcast as well, because you certainly don't want to get on someone's podcast and you get caught off guard because they may be asking you questions where you're like, okay, wait a minute, where is this coming from? So you certainly want to make sure that it's the right fit for you and your personality, and make sure you also ask about the audience. There's Letitia. Letitia says she's never thought about being interviewed on a podcast. And so Letitia, with the line of work that you're doing, with you being in the natural realm, so working with natural hair, natural skin products, all of those things, I promise you there are some beauty podcasts out there that you would be an excellent fit for. You guys, you just have to expand your thinking. And I know right now, a lot of us are like, okay, my personal page, in these groups, but you certainly want to just think about some other areas. So you can certainly do some research. And Letitia, I promise you, I promise you that you would be able to find podcasts in your area, in your niche, for those people that, either along the natural line or along the beauty line, or hey, it might even be both. So you certainly, there's definitely an audience out there for you with that. So that's one of the first things. Once again, you guys, so now keep your eyes open. Just be on the lookout when you're in these Facebook groups, and looking out for people, like I said, that are actually saying, well, hey, I'm looking to interview people. Or once again, going to the Apple store and actually looking up the podcast and they'll give you the rankings and everything. And so what you want to do, you may not want to on your first try, and it's completely up to you, go for the number one rank, but you may want to look down the list some and just see, some of the ones that may be in the building phase, building of their podcast, and just, go ahead and plug them, put out that information. Hey, I listened to a couple of your podcasts. I really love what you're doing. I'm very interested in getting more information and potentially, and doing a potential interview, things like that. If you want to put that out there and let them know that you are definitely interested in being interviewed on their podcast. So that is definitely one way. Another way to expand your audience or expand your reach, where you're tapping into someone else's audience, is by doing guest blogs or guest articles. And when it comes to guest blogs, like you'll see the same thing. Like when it comes to podcasts, those people that are advertising for blog podcasts, you'll see that they will also say, hey, I'm looking for guest bloggers for my site. The same thing, you go and you check their site out. And if you feel like it is in alignment with your brand and you and your brand, then certainly reach out to them and say, hey, I was reading it. I saw that you either posted for guest bloggers, or if you know someone, that's in your field and you really like what they're doing, you may just reach out and say, hey, are you open to having guest bloggers on your site? So you guys, if you're in business, you're going to have to learn how to open your mouth and put yourself out there. Now, will it be uncomfortable? It might be. But you guys think about it. There's only going to be two answers when you reach out. Either they're going to say yes or they're going to say no. And if they say no, it is not, I promise you, it's not going to kill you. I promise you, you are not going to drop dead if someone tells you no. Remember what I told you guys a little earlier about reframing when things don't go the way that you plan. You just ask, okay, God, and I know that means that there's something out there better for me. Like, that's what I want you to start getting into the habit of if you don't already do that. Because yes, you are going to get no's, and it's fine. It's okay. I promise you, it is okay. Like I said, you just know that there's something better out there for you. So you guys, let me know if this is resonating with you. Letitia already told me she didn't even think about doing the podcast, but that is just definitely something. And actually for me, I actually much rather prefer to do podcasts over the guest blogs and the articles, because I like to speak more than I do to write. Now, have I done blogs? Yes, I have. Have I done interviews for articles? Yes, I have. Those interviews, I've done those too, or interviews. I've done articles where I have been interviewed. So yeah, I've done both of those. And so, before I started this, I told you guys, pick the one that's in your strength. So once again, if you prefer to talk over doing the writing, then you may not want to do the guest blogging, because, it'll require you to write, or to, either write an article. And so one thing with some of my clients, when it comes to the podcast and when it comes to the articles, like I have a whole list of podcasts that they can, in different genres. So just depending upon what type of coaching or consulting that they do. The same thing, I have a whole list for my private clients of different publications in which they can actually pitch to these publications and get their get their brand and their business out in front of people. But once again, with those lists, it's not going to make a bit of difference if you do not research the audience to make sure that it is your ideal clients in those audiences. Okay. So that was the first. So the first one, we said podcast is a way for you to tap into someone else's audience. The second one is for you to be either a guest blogger or for you to write an article for like an online publication. So you actually write in the article. Okay. The next way for you to put yourself out in front of someone else's audience is what is called a joint venture. And so you'll hear that all the time, joint venture. And all that is literally you partnering up with someone that may have a complementary service for, service or business. So once again, I'm a business strategist or a business coach. And so I may partner up with someone that does copywriting. And so the reason why that would be a good partnership is, one, we're not in direct competition with each other. Like, I'm not going to go to another business strategist and say, hey, can I tap into your audience? But I'm going to go with someone that complements me. So as a business strategist, my audience may need someone that does copywriting. And then vice versa, as a copywriter, they may know someone that's looking for a business strategist, someone to help them with their business. So when I say compliment, COMPLEMENT, not someone paying you a compliment like you're awesome, but complimenting where you guys are, once again, it's not direct competition. And so once again, a lot of people now, when it comes to the joint ventures, you'll see a lot of it via Facebook Live, where you're actually, you'll see the split screen. So one person may be interviewing the other, or they may even just invite you in and say, hey, this is my audience. Can you come in and go live in front of my audience? And so that is an excellent way, once again, for you to tap in. You can always ask those questions, hey, who's the primary person within your audience? If you want to ask about the engagement, all of those types of questions, you can certainly do that. But that is definitely another way. So once again, you're tapping into someone's audience that's already built up. Now, some people are like, well, Ben, why would someone partner with me? They may have an audience of 50,000 and I only have an audience of 500. You guys, once again, that's when you get creative. And, you're just saying, well, hey, these are 500 people that may not be in their audience. So that's exposing them to 500 more people that may not be in their initial audience. So once again, do not shrink. Do not feel like, well, you don't have anything to offer. Once again, you walk in your confidence, you walk in that boldness of who you are and what you have, who you are and the services and the products that you have to offer. Remember, you go in and you ask that person a question, it's only going to be two answers, either yes or no. And if they tell you no, okay, God, then that means I know that you have something bigger and better for me out there. And that's how you take it and you keep it moving. Okay. And then the next one is, and you guys, if you have not seen people talking about their virtual summits, either participating in a virtual summit or actually putting one together, that's another one. I'm like, I don't know where you have been. If you are in the online space, you see a lot of these, a lot of this about virtual summits. And so once again, with the virtual summit, it's usually over multiple days, and you usually have like a little time slot in there. And a lot of the time with the virtual summits, you're able to then pitch whatever your product or service is. And all of these, once again, play to knowing the audience. You want to ask questions about the audience. And so once again, with the virtual summit, that is another way for you to tap in to other people's audience, because once again, it's usually a group of people that will get together. Everyone has an assigned time. Everyone is usually not only the organizers of the event, they're pushing it to their audiences, but each individual person that is a part of the summit is usually pushing and advertising it as well. So once again, that allows you to get in front of other people's audiences. So once again, be on the lookout, Okay. And then the next one, online. Now, of course, if you're able to get in-person TV, radio, any of that stuff, awesome. But there are also do know that there are online TV, radio, and magazine publications out there. Once again, another excellent way for you to get yourself out there in front of someone else's audience. So I love Letitia. Letitia said, hold on, her pen has stopped working. She can't miss any of this. And Letitia, remember you told me you're not going to try everything at one time. So, so another excellent way, once again, is for you guys to look for any online, like I said, TV, radio, and magazine interviews. And so each one of those, you'll have, just a different genre, a different way for you to be out there. So if you don't mind being in front of the camera, then the online TV. If you want to do the radio, then usually it's just your voice on there. Someone's interviewing you. And then online magazines. And then, of course, that's written. So, it could be a couple of different ways someone could actually interview you, and then they publish your article, or you actually write out. They usually would send you some questions, and you just write out the responses to the questions. So that format really and truly just depends. So you guys, once again, I hope this is opening up your eyes and your mind to think, hey, I know sometimes we just think social media and that's it. And so, yes, social media is one way for you to expand your audience, but even within the social media platforms, there are people that have these different things out here. There we go. Yes. So Letitia, yes, ma'am. Get it on paper. So I'm trying to stall a little bit just for you, Letitia. This is just for you. I'm stalling just for you. So you guys, that's definitely, another way for you to get out there. And then the final way that I have is paid advertisement. And I know some of you guys are like, man, I don't have thousands of dollars. You guys, it doesn't take thousands of dollars, for you to do paid advertisement. And so usually, if you have an online business, when I'm talking about paid advertisement, and you guys, everything, here we go, Letitia. Letitia says she's ready now. You guys, all of these different examples that I've given you, I have been a part of each one of these types of ways of expanding my audience. So I've done the podcast. I've done guest blogs, written articles, and I actually need to get back into that. I need to do more of that. I've just, joint ventures where I've actually gone live in someone else's group. Now, the one thing with the joint ventures that I haven't done has been, and I think is really cool, and although people have interviewed me before, like I've done online television, online radio, but I haven't done like the little split screen where the host is on one side and I'm on the other side by side. Like I haven't done that yet. And I think that's kind of cool. So that, I've done all of these things, but just not with that format. So, hey, if anyone wants to have me on there and interview me that way, hey, I'm down for it. Now, the TV, the radio, the magazine, and the paid advertisement. Now, the one thing I have not participated in yet has been a virtual summit, but I told you guys I'm signed up to do one, but it doesn't happen until January. So technically that is the only one that I've enlisted out of all of these that I have not done yet, but it's coming up in January. So I'll definitely let you guys know when that one is, so all my lovely people can join me. So now back to the paid advertisement. With the paid advertisement, there we go. Yes, Letitia, and all of these things. You guys, I love what Letitia's saying. She's saying, be ready. And you guys, once again, when you see these opportunities, remember, we laid the foundation last week, especially that first day. And so that first day, remember, I told you this was a sequence of events. Like you don't want to skip over anything that I've talked about. So if you have not gotten that first day, go back to day one, because that's definitely going to help you lay the foundation. And so you guys, back with paid advertisements. Once again, I'm not talking about like, what is it called? Like Google and all that. So that's not what I'm talking about. I don't have any experience with that. No, I don't know anything about that. I'm talking about paid advertising, usually when it comes to social media. Of course, Facebook being one of the biggest ones. I've done Facebook, IG. I have not done any advertisements with Twitter. And so you guys, once again, it doesn't take you thousands of dollars. When I say that, you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars to do ads on social media. But you do want to make sure you have a budget for it. Like you can't go in and say, okay, I got $10. And with this $10, I want to, you want to spend a little bigger than that. And the next thing, when it comes to, and I'm speaking particularly with Facebook ads, if you don't know what you're doing, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. If you don't know what you're doing, don't just go in there and say, okay, well, Facebook told me to boost this ad, so I'm going to go ahead. You need to have some knowledge behind it, because I'm telling you, it can be an endless pit if you're not doing it correctly. If all you're doing is just pushing a button to boost, like you want to make sure that you have some knowledge behind Facebook ads. And when it's done properly, it can be a very powerful tool. But when you don't know what you're doing and you're just pushing a button, then you're going to end up losing money that way. So you certainly do not want to do that. Letitia said, where were you? And Letitia, it is definitely a learning experience when it comes to Facebook ads. And even my knowledge with Facebook ads, when I tell you I've taken tons of courses when it comes to Facebook ads, because I didn't want to do something that I did not have the knowledge about. Now, because I have the basic knowledge when it comes to Facebook ads. I've hired ads managers before, because my thing was I wanted to make sure I was able to have an intelligent conversation with them before I hired anyone. And that's with anything in your business. Like you want to make sure you at least have some kind of knowledge of something before you hire someone, so that you can have an intelligent conversation with them. And so now, I do some of my, if it's something simple like a basic campaign that I'm doing, I can do that on my own. Like it's not a huge deal for me to go in the ads manager, power editor, and go ahead and set up an ad. But if it's something that's going to be longer term, then I would prefer not to do that. Because I just, and hire someone else to do it. But yes, that is definitely something with paid advertisement. Please make sure you have some knowledge of that. That's all I'm going to say. Make sure you have some knowledge. Yeah, because you definitely don't want to just throw your money out there. Nope, and no. So you guys, I have given you, I don't even know how many different ways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six different ways for you to expand your audience. Once again, I hope at least one of these was something that you have not thought about before. And now that I've given you a couple of ideas, you at least have it written down. And so once again, we're not going to run out and try all 6 of these at one time, but think about your strong suit in all of those areas, which one you feel like you're the strongest with, and start off there. And then once again, just ask some questions when it comes to that. Who's your audience? How engaged are they? How engaged are they? So that way you'll know, hey, is this the thing for me? And then once again, from there, you can decide how you want to proceed from that. Everything you definitely want to make sure is not just say, hey, I'm gonna try this. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna try that. Okay, that didn't work. I'm gonna try that. No, you want to be consistent, and you want to find that one where it's where you feel the most comfortable doing it. There we go. Okay, so Letitia says she's not gonna do all 6. Okay. But yeah, just certainly think about, one or two of these as your comfort. And like I said, you want to be very thoughtful and mindful of the one that you choose. Make sure that it doesn't feel like extra work for you. And then do your research. And then once you find your little groove, then once again, just remain consistent with it. Don't try it one time and say, oh my God, this sucks. It didn't work. And I'm not going to try. No, but part of being in your business is remaining consistent, finding a strategy that works and then really, really, really digging into that strategy and milking it for all you can. So you guys, I definitely hope that this that this was helpful. This ended the 4-part series on me asking, are you ready for high paying clients in your coaching or consulting business? So like I said, I took you on a little journey and we laid that foundation with the very first one. And then we ended it with ways of, hey, now that I have a firm grasp of me and my business, now I can also put myself out in front of all other people's audiences. And so you guys, thank you for staying with me on this journey. And so once again, just hey, thank you, Letitia. She said it was worth the wait. I appreciate that. And so you guys, once again, just definitely knowing that, once again, me as a business strategist for Christian female coaches and consultants, my goal is to help you attract those high-paying clients. And as you can see, it's a strategy to this. And when it comes to that strategy, just making sure that you have all the pieces in place. And so as I noted when we first started this video, the frustration that may come from you, hearing this person say this and hearing this person say that is so loud. It's so much noise online that sometimes you can get lost in all of that trying to follow everyone. And so just like I said, you and your business are unique. And so you definitely want to work with someone that understands that, yes, I'm going to serve my clients in my business, but I also want to honor God with my business as well. And so just making sure that you have the pieces in place to ensure that everything is set up in your business. So not only making sure that you're able to, define who you are in your business, but making sure that you get yourself in front of the right people. And then once you're in front of the right people, the things that you need to say and do to make sure that you do attract their attention and make yourself top of mind. And so this was actually a conversation that I had with Letitia today. When you get out there and you put yourself out there, on your social media pages, on, with your website, however you're putting yourself and your business out there, you want to do it in such a way that even if people don't respond to your post right then and there, you're going to still remain top of mind. So if something comes up that reminds them, oh, I know someone that was talking about that, your name is going to be top of mind. And so, but you can't do that if people don't even know you have a business. And so you definitely want to make sure that you are not out there hiding. I know the frustration. I know how it can be, when you're stressing out, oh my goodness, where's the next client coming from? And, you're stressing out, you're trying to decide whether or not if this is even what you still should be doing, because things are not moving at a rate in which you feel like they should be moving. And a lot of that has to do with just some of the strategies and things that you have in place. And a lot of times it just takes a few tweaks for you to get things and get yourself in a position to where you are ready to get in front of those people that are ready to buy from you. And that is definitely where I step in. And so as I've been saying before, you certainly, if that is you, if you are ready to get yourself in front of your high paying clients, you are ready to get you and your business out there, then certainly reach out to me. Let me know that, Bev, I am ready for high paying clients. You can either type that here in the video or send me a message. Those of you that are like, you know what, we have 3 months left in this year. I am ready to take action and I am ready to invest in my business. So if that's you, like I said, let me know, Bev, I'm ready for more clients. Either type that in the video or send me messages. Some of you guys have been so sweet with the messages that you've been sending me, and I do appreciate it. So certainly continue that. If you're just like, Bev, I'm ready to take action. I am tired of being in this place where I don't know how to get in front of people. I don't know how to attract those clients. I don't want to doubt, because I know that this is what God has me do. I just need to make sure that I'm putting things in place the right way so that I am setting myself up for that success. Once again, to be able to have that money coming into my business where I can support myself and my family so that I can have that freedom, so that, this business is just one little piece of a bigger picture of how I want to serve other people. So once again, you can't tell me that a majority of you guys that are in here that you don't have a bigger why. Once again, that nonprofit that you want to start, the single moms that you want to help, those ex-cons that you want to help, those homeless people that you want to help, all of those people. But in order for you to get to that bigger picture, you have to start bringing consistent income into your business. And so if that is not you, if you don't have that consistency, once again, stop hiding. It's okay. It's okay to ask for help. And so that is why I'm here. So once again, Bev, I'm ready for more clients. Either type it in the video or send me a message, and we can certainly work on what we need to do to get you into that position. Once again, you're ready to take that action and you're ready to invest in your business. I am the girl for you. Here we go. Thank you, Letitia said Bev is the best investment you could be making. Thank you, Letitia. I definitely do appreciate that, because once again, that's my goal. And I understand that desire you have for, once again, serving more than just your clients. This is a bigger picture. You are serving God and you want to honor him in your business in the way that you serve others. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me in the last part of the video series. Once again, I do apologize once again for not being able to finish it up on Monday. But you guys, I definitely, just to kind of round it back out again, is to go back to, 1 Chronicles 4:10 with Jabez's prayer of, once again, him praying to God and saying, God, I'm asking that you bless me. God, I'm asking that you expand my territory. God, I'm asking that your hand is on me. God, I'm asking that you keep me from evil, or keep evil from me, so that I do not cause pain. And then once again, God granted him that prayer. And so once again, I think about that now, ever since that prayer has been brought to my attention, just thinking about how I can apply that to my business. And every single day, that has been, actually morning and night, that's been a prayer that I've been praying, just so that God expands my vision and expands my territory in ways that I hadn't even been thinking about before. So I certainly wanted to end this broadcast by anchoring it back into that prayer. So once again, 1 Chronicles 4:10. So you guys, those of you that catch me on the replay, definitely make sure that you leave your questions and comments under the video, and I will be able to respond. Even if you're catching me on the replay and just want to say hey, I'll say hey back. I promise I'll speak back. So you guys, I do want to thank you for joining me. If you're just hopping on, make sure you go back and catch the beginning of this video if you are interested in expanding your audience in your coaching and consulting business. So I gave about 6 different strategies that you can use to expand your audience. And once again, if you're ready to take action, if you're just like, Bev, I'm ready to invest in my business because I am ready to create that lifestyle, that financial freedom, that time freedom for my family, then certainly make sure you reach out to me. Let me know that you're ready, and we can certainly set up a call. Hey, Cassandra said she finally made it. I'm getting ready to end the broadcast. Were you able to watch the whole broadcast? I hope you were, because I am actually getting ready to end it, because I started at 9. Awesome. Because yes, this broadcast, I did talk about 6 different ways that you can expand your audience. So if you're looking to get out in front of other people's audiences, once again, the key to that is to make sure that they are your ideal clients in those people's audiences. But I give about 6 different things for you to be on the lookout for as a way to grow and expand your audience. So you guys, thank you so much for joining me. I'll be back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. You guys have an incredible night. You guys have an incredible night. I will see you guys back tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.